Hello, welcome to channel Unity 151. My name is Joe. I talk and review sci-fi, movie sci-fi, and space opera books and audio books. If you want to help the channel, please like, comment, subscribe. Please, if you want, become a Patreon. Sure, why not? Whatever way, just click like, enjoy the video. Cool. Today's video is the non-spoiler of BOOM! There we go. The Royal Marines, the Royal Marines Space Commandos, Volume 1 by John and James Evans. Now, ages ago, they sent me this book and a few other ones, and I was supposed to read them a while ago. Well, there's no gun to my head, but yeah, got round of it. Yeah, so we're gonna do it. So we're gonna review. This is the non-spoiler one. There will be a spoiler one, which links there if you want to watch that. If not, we're gonna do it. All right, I'm going to read the back of the book, and then after I read the back of the book, the blurb, we will then go into the 5 categories. So, on the back of the book, we have got Commando. A young lieutenant, a fleet of alien invaders, will first contact be humanity's last stand. In his short military career, Lieutenant Warden has already battled insurgent groups, criminal gangs, and intergalactic pirates. When a distant colony sends out a distress signal, he and his fellow space commandos can't wait to transfer their consciousness and launch their clone bodies into action. But no amount of enthusiasm could prepare Warden for humanity's first alien encounter and the ensuing blood bath. After his captain falls to the attack, Warden feels both pride and fear as he assumes first in command. Outmanned and outgunned, the conflict commandos must find a way to enlist the aliens before they slaughter an entire human colony. Now, this is Commando. Now, I have already done the review of Commando. We're going to be doing Guerrilla, which is part 2 of this. So there was Commandos, which was the first one, which is links up there. Guerrilla and Commando are one book here. I didn't read the Commando. I've already read Commando. One of the first videos I've done. So we're going to read the Guerrilla bit now. Blurb, just to get you a grip of this is what this one's about. So, Guerrilla. A ruthless invasion, an outmatched colony, a commando's last chance offensive. There we go. Lieutenant Warden just barely survived a relentless attack on New Bristol colony. The Royal Marine Space Commandos have ordered to defend the post until support arrives. But when Lieutenant Warden learns of a nearby enemy base that could wipe out far more than the colony, his mission transfers from protective to suicidal. It doesn't really. To save countless lives, Lieutenant Warden must raid an unstoppable enemy and take out one of the most powerful warships in the galaxy. No pressure or anything avoiding huge walking tanks and technology far beyond their own. The Royal Marine Space Commandos have one last chance to get this right. Can Lieutenant Warden pull off the incredible, or will losing the battle cost them the war? Hang on. It just says here, no pressure or anything. Avoiding huge walking tanks and don't talk about the cat. Okay. For me, I was actually talking about like tanks. I was like, tanks in this, which I'm really upset. I wish there was. Right, this was good. I enjoyed this. So, do you know what? Bang! No, bang! Yeah, there we go. I've got I'll put it over there out of the way. We now have a picture, so I don't have to worry. I keep looking down the thing. I'm doing this on my webcam. I'm not doing my phone anymore, so the quality's not as good. That's why. And the program's there, so I keep looking at myself. So I'm sorry. Right, okay. So we're going to get into what I like, what I don't like, 5 points, the 5 things, and everything. We're going to do it. We'll smash it. My 5 categories are story and world building, characters, battles, machines of war, and technology. So that's whether it's like ground units, ships, tanks, stuff like that, and aliens, and or who the enemy are. This is going to be a non-spoiler, so we're going to talk about, I'm going to try and talk about everything without spoiling it, but give enough information to make it sound interesting. Like I said, I've already done Commandos, the first one. Bang, bang, there's the link again. Yeah, there's the link again. If you want to watch it, then watch this. Cool, first book's good. This is definitely better, because the first book, one of the major issues was It was a novella, I think. It was a lot smaller. So what it cost for the price to get the book, it was a bit like, good book, but it cost a lot of money. But as I said, they put the first book in with the second book to make one massive book. So it's worth it. Definitely worth it. Yeah, so that was the blurb back there, which I should have probably said a bit earlier. I liked the book. The book was good. I enjoyed the first one. I'm so happy that you sent me this. I like this one. It's good. There's a few bits that is a bit slow at the beginning, or I felt it was a little bit slow just to get into the action. When the action kicked off, I liked it. Some new characters. I really like new characters. Built on the existing characters as well. Learn more about the aliens. You learn a bit more about the planet. A bit more about the universe of what's going on and stuff. All that stuff I'll cover without spoiling. Do my best anyway. Can't promise. Yeah, that's that really. So we're going to get on to the first category. First category is story and world building. Obviously, you can't spoil nothing. It was good, but it did feel a bit slow at first getting to what they wanted to do for the initial attack coming in and them going out to attack. It took a little while for me, it felt. Now, it could be just because I was reading a chapter a night. I wasn't doing loads and loads of chapters. I wasn't binging it. I was sort of taking my time and proceeding through it. It expands on the universe and where the characters take place. You learn a lot more. You learn a bit more about the enemy, but how that ties into your side and stuff. You learn more about New Bristol, a bit more just general world building on them. The story, I liked the story. The story was fairly good. Again, slow at first, and that's a bit of a downer for me. Just it felt like it took a little bit to get to what they wanted to do. So they moved to a cave called not New Bristol. I can't remember what the cave's called now. Fort something, and cave actually sounds like a nice place to live. To be honest, if you had to live in a cave. But yeah, no. Other than that, I'll give it a 3.5 out of 5 for the story and world building. It just felt a little bit slow. The story at first, getting to what they wanted to do, but I did enjoy it. Now again, 3.5 is not bad. You know, a 2 is bad. 3.5 is nearly 4, and it's good. Yeah, that's what I was saying. So it's a solid 3.5, close to a 4, but 3.5.
Characters. I forgot to say characters.
Same cast from Commandos with extra characters. There's some good characters. Added some more characters who I really enjoyed. You got a bit more time with the Commandos because in the first one you spent a lot of time with them, but it did flesh them out a bit more. But second book fleshed it out more. It was good. The character definitely built on the characters. There was a lot more funnier moments, which I feel like they need more funny moments and more laughter because they're all not all of them, but they're quite stiff and rigid, like very professional and walk straight backs. But I feel like they could do, or they needed more life and fun into them, and that you do get a bit more of that. You get some real funny bits how they interact with the civilians. And the civilians who you meet, a lot more civilians, they're good. Warden, the main guy, he's cool. Attica, he's good. Marine 10. There's some other Marines, I can't remember all their names off the top of my head. Then you've got there's this new young girl character. She was so funny. I wish she had more time with her. She flew these drones. It was really, really good. So Captain Attica, he's in charge of basically the Marines on the planet. He takes orders from other people higher up the chain, obviously. He's the main guy, and then he's running everything with Governor Denmead, I think. She's in charge of the people, the planet, through council, elect, or wherever they run their system. Them two get along really well. I like them. She's a good, solid female character. She's really good. I like her. She even has a bit of action-y stuff in her, which wasn't too bad. I don't like if you're a man or female, but if you're like a politician, and then they're like, take up guns and they can run around and do stuff, she gets wounded pretty much right at the beginning. And I like the fact that she got wounded. It's like, she's not like jack of all trades, do it all person, but she pushes through because she's a real stubborn woman. So she pushes through as well and carries on doing her job with all of these issues, which I liked. Attica again, I liked. He shares the same fate as what happens in the first. The Warden, who's the main Marine running around. He's in a lot of the fights. You got Marine 10, which I spoke about, or X they call him. He's quite good. I feel he's a bit overpowered. really, you know, I don't know. He's just good at his job. I like him as a character, but he's a bit overpowered. But yeah, there are a lot more Marines. I can't name them all, but they do a lot of stuff. You have a lot more interaction with a lot of the Marines, and definitely they flesh them all out, which I like. They like it. I've said before that in the character side, I don't want to talk about character still. They get a lot more airtime. Some of the smaller guys, like that, you know, you've got like the main guys who are up here building up, and then the other lot would sort of down here. But now they're all the characters are all coming up, and I think that's good. I like them. Now the girl, I think is Priscicle. I've got it right in here. Priscicle, I don't know, Priscilla. Priscicle, I don't know. I'm terrible spelling to read names and how it's in my head. I liked her. She was good. She turns up right at the beginning. I wish she had more time, to be honest. So she turned up. She's a civilian. They need people to fly drones so they can scout out and do stuff, which is something I really like about this book, because they use drones a lot. We use drones now, and in the future you're going to use even more drones. Drones get smaller and smaller, you can keep using them. The way they utilize drones in this story is really good, and I'll talk about that in the technology side of stuff. But anyway, so they've sort of pulled these kids in, teenagers, some are younger, some are older, because on the planet they do a lot of drone races and flying around and stuff. So they got these kids, and they're all building the drones up, and they go out and scout and do stuff, and they're quite important to the story. They find stuff and help the Marines, and they support the Marines, and they support the militia. The militia's characters, there was two, and you only briefly, like a couple of chapters or something, you had the story of them, and I really, really want more with these guys. Like, I think what I like is they had a lot more flavour to them. The two militia characters, I can't remember the names, terrible, and the girl, sorry, them two, they had a lot more flavour and stuff going on with them, and I really sort of attached to them as characters really well. Where the Marines, I do find they're a bit, but you know, the Marines are good. There's some funny Marines. So you have this moment with the girl and the Marine. With the girl, there's got she's in charge of all the teenagers of building the drones. One of the kids, or the other teenager, is actually older than her. Him and the other boys are a bit lazy. There's sort of girls versus boys thing going on, which sounds silly, but it's quite funny. I liked it in this book. And so they're being lazy, don't want to do nothing. They're giving her a hard time. She goes and finds some of the Marines, asking for she wants a real stern, hard Marine to come and like be mean and get them to do their jobs. And I'm pretty sure it's Marine X who comes and helps her out in the end. And he basically like writes down, I'll call him Dave. Dave, I see you signed up, you want to join up and that. And he's like, what? Like, yeah, no, I've got it here, you can join up. And he just completely rails him and upsets him and gets all the other lot. And I think one's sick or pees himself or something. And it's really funny. Hilarious. I loved it. I was rooting for her all the time, you know. It's like boys versus girls. Usually I'm like, team boys, you know, male, whatever. But I was like, go on, tell them SOB. So I like that. That was a real good, funny moment. And no, with that, the characters, 4 out of 5. The characters are really good. The Marines, as much as I like them, they're good. They're very professional, rigid in this. There is a lot of laughter and a lot of funny and comedic stuff that happens, but you get the very professional seriousness with them. And with the colonists, you meet a lot more colonists and stuff as well. But with the colonists, it definitely feels like a lot more lives come into the story with them, if you know what I mean. And then Pacific Free, it's just good. There's loads of them. There's a lot of characters, really, really good. Probably 3.25 out of 5. 3.25. Like 4.25. Sorry, 4.25. Oh, terrible. 4.25. But yeah, real good. Pushing up to 4.5, but definitely a 4. 4 out of 5 for the characters. Battles, right at the beginning, that really got me excited, which I think this is a part of what made me dislike how it slowed down. Was right at the beginning, you see a point of view from the enemy side about they're on the enemy side fighting, looking at the Marines and the Commandos and all that stuff. I really liked seeing it from the enemy point of view, because straight away I got an idea who the enemy was and what the coup is with all of them. I got it straight. Some ways I wish I didn't, because it kind of give it away right at the beginning first, straight from the get-go. But I really enjoyed it. I liked the way they sort of had a fight and was fighting the Marines and stuff. Because at first I was really confused. Like, what's going on? Like, I had no idea. And I clocked on, went with it. And that's where that's its first chapter. That's when they shoot the governor. She's wounded, and it kicks the story off. And that first initial little conflict, little battle was golden. I thoroughly liked that. That sort of, for me, that's what set the tone. Like, right, okay, we're going in it. First chapter, or second chapter, whatever it was, bang, we're going for it. And then and it sort of stopped there to build up to what was then going to happen. And that's why I was a bit like, oh, I want to get through it, because, like, you just teased me, Other battles, yeah, space battles. We had space battles. We got ships in space with space battles. One of the other criticizes things of the first book was picture of these space battles. This is why I bought it. I didn't even read the blurb or anything. I saw a picture of space battles. Oh, it looked interesting. Buy it. There was no space battles in the first book, but space battles in this one, and guerrilla space battles, and it was very brief, but it was a good space battle. They're fighting all over the place. You've got fighting in the city. You've got fighting on trucks, abseiling down walls into bases, other bases, drones, fighting all over the place. Lots and lots of fighting. Some really crazy, unrealistic fighting. Some really good, cool fighting. My favourite part, to be honest, was the militia fighting in the New Bristol town or city, wherever it is, fighting the Deathless, because that's what they called the enemy, the Deathless. What I think I liked about it the most is the Commandos, because they're so good and so efficient at their job, they seem to do their job really easily, which they are doing easy because they're professional, they know what they're doing. So they're just like, dush, 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 that they go along, they're doing all these crazy things and just doing their job really good. Where the militia, they haven't got as good as armor, they haven't got a good, well, they've got weapons, but they haven't got, they're not trained, they don't know what to do. And they're just sort of, I really felt how they're fighting for their city. They're fighting for their planet. They're fighting for their homes. They don't know what they're doing, but they've got, they've just been given these guns, bit of training, right, go. And I really like that. And they had a fight against the Deathless, the way they tricked the Deathless with the teenagers who did the drones. They all sort of worked as a team. They pulled a little fast, done something to get around them. That little battle was really good. And that was probably the two main bits I really liked was the first battle, which I said was sort of point of view from the Deathless. And then, when you got the militia fighting, because I really felt their struggle because, they're up against superior aliens, creature things to them. What can I say? So I think, what did I give that? Yeah, so with that, I'll definitely give the battles a 4 out of 5. Good 4 out of 5. There was a lot of fighting, consistent pretty much all the way through, and a few gems as well. So 4 out of 5. Technology and machines of war. You've got power armor, more power armor and power suits. You've got more weapons and stuff along them lines. Futuristic stuff, normal stuff as normals are standards. You've got ships. There's a little brief bit with a mechy thing in there. You've got clones, the drones. There's a fair bit of technology. You've got trucks, futuristic big trucks, and the way the buildings and everything's constructed, and they've got the fabrication machines. There's lots and lots and lots of technology in this, which I really liked. The weapons of war, again, there's quite a lot of them. One of the little gems, which I've already spoke about, which is the drones. The way they utilised the drones in this were really good. The drones were forever evolving. It wasn't like, boom, we've got a drone, we just use the same drone over and over and over and over again. These kids were making new drones to do specific jobs because they thought they're thinking outside the box. So they're making fast drones, zip around them, small ones that go fly really high, so they can't get as good picture, but they can get a good aerial view. So once they do that, they then send a little drone over there, which then gets closer because the little drone's got better cameras, and they've got drones that can carry stuff and drop stuff off to the militia or off to the Marines to give them support. The way they use the drones in this, I liked, and I know I banged on it about it, and I've said drones many times in this video. I don't care. The drones were good in this. It really pushed it forward for me, I feel. And with all the other technology, which everything else was in the first book, expanded on. But I feel like the way they expanded more with the drones, say it again, drones, it was good. Thoroughly liked the technology and the machines of war in this. The only bit that made me sad, I'm not going to lie, tanks. They even spoke about making tanks. They're like, no, we don't need tanks. They take up too much time to make a tank. We'll make weapons. I'm like, no, I want to see tanks. But they didn't. Way of way. 4.5 out of 5. I really liked the technology and machines of war in this. Aliens and or who the enemy are. The aliens, there's lots of different versions of the aliens. Some have got wings, some a bit bigger, smaller, different sort of things. They're interesting because they're really advanced, but they don't really have tactics. They're not really good at doing stuff. Like, you know, they can fight, they can do all this stuff, but they're not like battle hardened and stuff like the Marines are. So like the Marines just like, you know, as they go around, they're like bang, you know, duck down, up, do all their stuff. You know, even the militia give them a hard time, but like they just seem very daft. You know, and a bit dumb. Maybe they're just like lacking like common sense. But I don't know. They're just like they seem very. They're very interesting because as advanced as they are, they've got more advanced technology. They've got numbers and they've got the, you know, they can do all this stuff very quickly. Do a lot of stuff, but they just seem very lacking at combat, especially when they've decided to invade and do all these battles and stuff. Now you do find out who they are, or who the very strong who people think they are. You get a few theories, strong theories as to why the aliens are doing what the aliens are doing and why this is happening, and it's definitely setting up for hopefully a bigger fight. I'm hoping the way they've sort of ended it is you're moving out of the planet and you're going bigger scale. Might be wrong, but that's sort of what I'm hoping. No, the aliens are cool. Now I've sort of found out, and from the first book, the first chapter, kind of guessed it, but I'm still interested. I'm just curious as to why they're doing. Because if the theory is what there is, it's kind of, I get it, but I don't know. The other thing that really baffled me is you haven't seen no one interrogating none of these aliens. They capture them, well, they haven't captured any, I think, and like questioned them and like, you know, tortured them, trying to find stuff out. Maybe they're just nice guys, these commandos. But yeah, I don't know. But no, the aliens and all who the enemy are, I like them. They're good. 4 out of 5. Definitely a 4 out of 5 as well. That is my score ranking for this non-spoiler. Yeah, it's a solid 4 out of 5 book. It was okay. It was a good book. I think the few little negative bits that I said, if they just a little worked on, maybe definitely could really exceed out of like a good 4 out of 5 to like a 4.5, 5 book. You know what I mean? You don't get 5-star books. I don't believe there's always something that you don't like. There's no way you can like everything. Maybe it's just me. I'm just miserable. But whatever way, it's a good book, worth getting it. Get this one. Even there's a picture up there, but I forgot about my picture. I'm looking at the door. Get the book. I would say get it because, get that book that's there, the volume 1, wherever it is, because you got more in it for the same price, which I believe John and James, they knew this issue anyway because they released the first book and then redid the second one. I don't know if the second one Gorilla come out on his own and they combined the two. I don't know what they've done. Wait. Definitely better like that. They've done a good shout combined into to make one solid lump of a book. Definitely better have a thicker book going at it. Yeah, so I am going to read volume 2. I would say, hopefully by the end of the year, I want to get into it. I've got a few other books I want to read, but I will do it. I had a few distractions reading this book. You know, that's why it took me a little bit longer to do it and stuff, and then obviously get the video out. But still, good book, worth getting it. Do it, find it, buy it, read it. You'll enjoy it. I enjoyed it. That's all I can say, really. So that is my personal opinion on Royal Marines. Yeah, Royal Marines, Space Commandos, Volume 1, Book 1, 1 of 1 with the drones. I like the drones. Please like, comment, subscribe. I like that. Likes, I think, help. Patreon. You want to be a Patreon? Become a Patreon. If not, thank you for watching. Goodbye. Hello, welcome to the channel. Unity 1.1. All right.
So am I taking Jim Jam or?
Yes, you are. I'm sure she does it on purpose. I'm sure she does it on purpose. I think she's out to get me. So yes, just want to make this clear. This is a non-spoiler. It's in the tag name thingy, bob, whatever. But yeah, so talk about the 5 points. The 5 things about. I should probably move this camera down. Oh, what have I done? Oh no! Click lip's broken. Oh, bollocks! I could just move me. I could just move the camera. That's probably a better idea. Oh, oh, oh no! Oh, I could do just turn that on. Still turn it on. Oh, good looking. Right, yeah, right. Hello. Right. Oh, I was talking about aliens and or who the technology are. Now I like so these guys. They've got like lizardy faces, and there's all different variants of these drones. Some got wings, some don't. They all sort of do their own jobs, and certain drones are designed in a certain way to do certain stuff. Drones, aliens, drones. I say drones again.